cooked in pots and rendered down to make lard. It was hot, greasy, tedious, and dangerous work. In much of the South, lard was rendered over open fires in the backyard, but in the mountains, rendering was usually done on kitchen stoves. The danger was that the boiling fat might splash out and spill over from a pot and start a grease fire almost impossible to put out. Many houses were burned down by fires started at lard making time. The culmination of the fall was the approach of Christmas. On the weekend after Thanksgiving, the season got underway in Hendersonville with the annual Christmas parade. One year I got to see the parade and was dazzled by the bands playing, the majorettes tossing and twirling batons, the floats and marching Shriners, the fire trucks, and the mayor and county commissioners riding in open cars, the Santa Claus and candy thrown into the crowds lining the street. I had never seen such a ceremony or procession. The National Guard carried their rifles and stomped the pavement as their leader barked orders. Hendersonville was lit up with colored lights, with electric Santas and reindeer, wreaths on telephone poles, store windows heaped with fake snow and gifts. Glover Jones's jewelry store glittered with 1,000 watches and diamonds. The pomp and glamour, the prancing steps and music stayed with me for days. For most children, the Christmas season was the most magical time of the year. The thrill of giving presents and expecting presents, the Bible story of the manger and stable, the star and the wise men, angels, Santa, and the reindeer, created a spirit of mystery and goodwill, ancient promise, and a new year that was about to come into being. For us on Green River, the Christmas season was a time to select a tree from the cedars and white pines in the woods or along the edge of the pasture. Christmas was always associated with the perfume of cedar or pine brought into the house. For the pageant at church, we cut pine and cedar boughs to line the stage, to create a sense of stable with manger, hillside where shepherds were addressed by an angel, and distance crossed by the wise men, led by a huge star. Most years I had to recite a poem or Bible verse as part of the program, my first experience at public speaking. At school we drew names to exchange presents, and one year my sister was shocked when she found she had drawn the name of her teacher. We had little money for presents and no idea what we could possibly get for a grown-up. My mother solved the problem by making a pan of fudge with walnuts, which she cut and packed in a neat little box and wrapped in red paper. We were all relieved when the teacher appeared to be pleased. In the weeks leading up to Christmas, I pored over the catalogs that came in the mail from Sears and Roebuck, Montgomery Ward, Spiegel, and Western Alto, savoring the pictures of toys, cowboy suits, Capbuster six-shooters, baseball gloves, BB guns. I tried to imagine which one I wanted most and which one I might get. On the west side of Uncle Jim's hill beyond the pasture, a kind of club moss grew, golden green in the winter. The official name was ground pine, but we called it turkey's paw. It grew in long strands on vine roots that ran just under the leaf cover and could be gathered in strings to hang over doors and fireplaces, wrap around light fixtures. Gathering turkey's paw was always a big part of our preparation for Christmas. There was a special holly tree in the lower pasture that each year had a heavy yield of red berries. We cut branches from the tree to decorate the house and church. Neighbors came to get holly there also. Hardest to procure was mistletoe, which grew high on the limbs of oak trees. Sometimes we found a tree that could be climbed and the special sprays and twigs could be broken and carried down. More often men shot mistletoe down with shotguns